Yeah, just kidding. I don't need Xenoblade. The Isle of Armor's coming out. And
Yes.
we actually just recently got some new news on this in the form.
And by recently we mean like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, like extremely recently. Is the screen share working? That way you can.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so IGN put out an article where they explain how they got to see 30 minutes of the Isle of Armor DLC, uninterrupted gameplay. They did not get to play it. It was a hands-off demo, but they were watching like a video.
And they only got to watch it once, correct?
They only got to watch it once, and then
That's
by Casey DeFritas
from IGN. So
from IGN. So she got to experience this, and we got some interesting insight. So, first of all, is the leveling system in this DLC, or the I don't want to say this. The level scaling. That's what
yep,
for. The level scaling. So I mentioned in I think 2 episodes now that I was concerned about how they were going to handle the difficulty of this DLC, considering how easy it is for everybody to have like level 100s by the end of their journey in the base game because of how raid dens work. So we have confirmation that the levels of, I think, not only opposing trainers Pokemon, but also wild Pokemon that you encounter in the DLC will be scaled to whatever level your Pokemon party is at. So the DLC is unlocked as soon as you get into the base game wild area. As soon as you unlock that area, you can go to the Isle of Armor. So you could get, if you take a whole team of level 15s, that's what the DLC will be for you. If you take a whole team of level 100s, it'll scale to match your level.
Yeah, because...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry to interject. But, yeah, the Nintendo Life put a video out this morning, too, and I watched that. And you can go there as soon as you get to, like, the wild area. So I think, like, it's kind of like as soon as you complete the main tutorial of the game, you can just go straight to the DLC area. And, again, that's where level scaling comes in and helps. But it's not suggested, but you can do that if you choose to.
Yeah, another good point she brought up is that we're unsure whether the DLC areas will continue to scale with your level, or if the areas become locked to the level that your Pokemon were when you first visit when you first get to the DLC. So it's not confirmed if it'll be continuously changing as you go along, or like if you go there at level 15 and then switch out your party immediately for a whole level 100 team, if it'll stay at level 15. Yeah. I have a feeling that it won't be that, and that it will be continually updating.
Agreed.
But it's still up in the air at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I think so.
She confirms that the Isle of Armor is basically just one big massive wild area, which is something I believe we already knew. A variety of climates and environments to explore. Beaches,
biomes.
Marshes, forests, caves, biomes, yes, Minecraft lingo, and deserts as well. They got to see some story progression, which there wasn't too much of, but they talked about the meeting your rivals, I believe, Avery and I literally just said right there, Avery and Clara. Yeah. Clara. So I lied to you guys on accident last episode. Clara is actually not a fairy type user. She's a poison type user, and Avery is the psychic type user.
Rumor has it that Clara's a bitch.
Yeah, apparently. This was in Sword version, so she's actually the one that this person got to see the player interact with. But yeah.
Yeah, but apparently Mustard's cool, though. I did hear that Mustard's cool.
Yeah, Mustard was the previous champion of the Galar region, and he's the one who trained Leon. And I think Mustard had some ridiculously long record of holding the championship, many years. I forget the exact number, but Yeah, Clara. So the writer goes on to say that Clara greeted us on arrival to the island, and then she quickly outed herself as a self-interested, mean girl type, but her antics were nevertheless amusing. You defeat her in a battle, and she instructs you not to approach the dojo. However, this is of course where you must go to progress the story. So Clara is not really making a good impression. Kind of a cocky asshole. However, that is something that apparently Pokemon fans like to see in their rivals, so I'm sure that many people will be actually ecstatic about this fact.
Yeah, I think they went the other way with it, as in you don't feel any reward for beating Hop. I think you'll feel a reward for beating her. So yes, I hate your guts.
Put her in her place. Yeah.
Exactly.
So once you're inside the dojo, apparently you have another quick battle, and then you are presented with a choice and the introduction of a new move tutor that accepts specify like a new form of like currency, so not like hard scales, but like Armorite ores. So what that'll probably be for, I assume, Kubfu, and maybe teaching him like maybe his signature move, perhaps. And then Mustard sends you off to do 3 trials in order to earn the dojo sacred armor, which I assume is it may not be the yellow like clothes that you get. Maybe this is something else, but I'm not exactly sure. But maybe one of the challenges,
the dojo outfit.
Yeah, maybe this is like something later on in the story that relates to Kubfu. I'm not sure. But one of the challenges involves collecting max mushrooms, which actually pertains to something we talked about previously, which was the Gigantamax soup.
Yeah.
So the max mushrooms are seemingly the ingredients that you need to spend to make this soup, which allows your Pokemon to Gigantamax, which is good. So
very good.
Yeah, that's good to know. It's giving us a little bit of a little taste of the things that we'll be doing early on in the story. So it's something interesting that you and I were talking about before this was how Kubfu is surprisingly absent from all these 30-minute like previews that people have been getting.
It's gonna be a complete blind surprise when we get this.
Yeah, because in this article, like you didn't get Kubfu. Like she saw Kubfu overlooking you as you went into the dojo, which we saw in the trailer that came out very recently.
That was it.
But you said in the Nintendo Life, when they got a sneak peek at the Isle of Armor, like they didn't see the player getting Kubfu either that early on.
Nobody saw it.
So
they said it. I'm assuming it was the same thing here. They said it was over like a Zoom call, and I'm assuming that they were in the same Zoom call and like saw the same stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. So, and because I felt like you'd get Kubfu like immediately upon arrival. Like I figured that'd be like something really quick that you got, but maybe from the looks of this, it seems like it may be a little different than what I was expecting.
Yeah, like maybe you defeat the rival and then maybe like prove your worth in that one battle in the dojo, then you get him and then you work your way up.
Well, I think maybe you have to do those 3 trials first, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Because she said you have to do the trials to get the armor.
And once you get the armor, you get Kubfu.
Maybe once you get the armor, you get Kubfu, and then you can go to the towers. It's all up in the air right now. They're still keeping a lot, even with all the information coming out, and even with 2 days left to go. There's still a lot that isn't being revealed, which I honestly commend them for personally.
Me too.
I'm excited. It makes me more excited to get the DLC.
Yeah, same here.
Customizable bikes was briefly mentioned, where we can equip them with different trails. So like trails out your wheels will leave behind when you're riding around. So that's pretty sick.
It is, yeah.
And I also remember I don't remember exactly where this was, but she in this article she mentions asking if the multitude of returning Pokemon that weren't in the base game, like if their addition was in response to fan outcry. And apparently, according to the people she talked to, it was not. Like, the Isle of Armor was in development before the base game even released. So that could be seen as a little scummy.
For sure. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Like, it's almost as if they're using these Pokemon that weren't included in the base game as a selling point for you to spend money on the DLC. Where if it was in development, they could have taken just another, like a little extra time to just add those Pokemon into the base game instead of waiting and releasing them separately.
Yeah, that's what we talked about before. Like, why wasn't this stuff just in the base game already? And well, now we have our answer.
Yeah, and apparently, from what people have said, including in this article and the Nintendo Life article, that this whole DLC is what the wild area should have been in the base game. Like, it's so much more fleshed out. There's more Pokemon. There's seemingly more Pokemon interaction. There's more life to it. And
yeah,
that seems to be the case from even just the trailers we've seen, because comparing the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra wild areas, even just the brief glimpses that we've gotten of them, to the base game wild areas, like night and day. Like, the wild area in the base game looks so dull and boring and uneventful.
It looks colorful here.
Yeah, here is just, there's a variety of climates. It's seemingly huge.
There's like actual life. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just, it makes you wonder, But,
yeah, but at the same time, we know why.
I suppose we do. So, yeah, I'll stop sharing now. But yeah, that is what I wanted to talk about in regards to Pokemon, and soon we'll all be able to have some hands-on playtime with it. So I'm excited to report on that when the time comes very soon.
Great, I'm very excited to hear how I'm convincing you to get Xenoblade, how you're like, no, dude, this changes the game.
Well, yes, a little bit.
We'll see.
It snuck up on me. I didn't even realize that we were so close. So.
No, yeah, me either. I'm like, wait, it drops like in 2 days.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. But
no, because they were saying the same thing with the Smash Bros. Character. Because apparently there was an image that leaked that the Smash Bros. Character's coming this month. They said on the website coming June 2020. But like, people were saying on Twitter, and I saw it, like the longer and longer they wait, like just the less and less I care.
I mean,
there's no hype around it, and I defended Nintendo on Twitter, by the way. So
yeah, I saw you responded to Zero's tweet about how there's how Ultimate is kind of like slowly fading away.
Yeah, but it's gonna pick back up here. Like, this was just like a bump in the road.
I mean, I feel like it always will with stuff like this.
Yeah, they have 6 characters to go. They haven't even like actually announced the new character yet, even though it's coming like allegedly this month. So they still have like 6 months. They still have 18 months to get 6 characters out. If they had 16 Sakurai, would probably die.
I've seen a lot of people say that the hype is like down and it's going to be hard to rebound, but honestly, I'm excited for any new content that comes to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm excited for every new character, because if it's a character I like, fantastic. A la Byleth, I'm glad to see them in the game and can play as them. But if it's someone that I'm not familiar with, like I wasn't familiar with Joker when he came out, but I played him and I loved him, and now I learned a lot about Persona 5 because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like ARMS. Like, I played it as soon as it came out, as the Switch came out. I don't play it as much. I barely play it anymore, but I have fond memories of playing it with my brother when the Switch first came out. Yeah. So I'm excited for it regardless, and I think and obviously the competitive community, like they'll be chomping at the bit to like completely lab out this character, find out all of its capabilities. So I feel like Smash Ultimate isn't through yet. So
no, nowhere close.